Okay, so we've got a couple of news stories left on the docket here, which seemingly are just designed to enrage John.
What?
There's
Oh
a,
yeah,
there's a
two of
nice
them
one.
at least. There's a
Yeah.
Yeah.
nice one in here.
This one is kind of worrying, inevitable but worrying, I'd say. It was announced this week that Forza Horizon 4 is going to be delisted from digital storefronts.
Mm,
And that is problematic. I mean, in fairness, there is like a massive discounting session going on at the moment with this news. So if you want the game, now's the time to buy it because it is cheap. But John, there is a clear game preservation problem here, which Microsoft has got to address it somehow, surely. I guess in the case of this one, at least there is a physical disc of Forza Horizon 4 that's available, right?
correct. So this is there's two issues to discuss when we talk about this sort of thing. There is a preservation side of thing, and then there's just the ownership ability to buy the game kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Preservation, I think, ultimately really truly rests in the digital realm, specifically on open platforms. So DRM free versions of games that you can access on a PC is really the way to preserve these games in terms of actual preservation, right? The disc side of things, which some have argued is like a preservation thing, and there's elements to it, but in reality, it's more just about ownership and accessibility. So, first of all, car games like this, sports games, the delisting of these products is nothing new, right? Since the rise of digital marketplaces, and indeed with discs themselves, there's a point where companies stop selling these games due to licenses contained within. Car games in particular have it rough because they tend to have both music licenses to contend with as well as car licenses. And some of those car licensings, such as Ferrari, from what I understand, they demand a lot of money from the game publishers. And I'm not privy to any of the contract deals here, but obviously there seems to be a limit on how long they're able to sell this without paying more money. I'm not sure to which party specifically, but clearly that's happening. So this is not just like an Xbox thing. This can happen everywhere. And right now, in the case of Forza Horizon 4, you can still purchase a disc. And a friend of mine actually recently got an Xbox, who hasn't had an Xbox in like over 10 years, actually just bought this game and is enjoying it. So the point here is that with the existence of discs, even when a game is delisted, you can still track down said disc and enjoy the game. They're not going to take away ownership from you, like of the digital good. You can still download it if you bought it there. But I guess the thing here is that if you're a latecomer to a system, you suddenly discover one of these games, you can still go get that disc and play it. So to me, this just raises the caution flag about long-term availability to people that might want to just purchase these games. If we were to move eventually, and I think we will eventually, to an all digital sort of model for consoles, Xbox is clearly stepping in that direction first. I'd imagine Sony would like to get there eventually. Nintendo, I think, will continue to cling on to physical media for multiple reasons. But if we were in a situation where a game like this comes out, it's an all digital machine, and then it's delisted, essentially that would become sort of a lost media situation, right? Where let's say somebody younger that decided, 6 years after the game came out, either they didn't have a chance to, they weren't aware of it, they didn't have the console at the time, they say, oh man, I want to get my hands on this game. Something that all of us retro gamers tend to do, stuff that we may have missed out on back in the day. It's very common to suddenly discover a game or think like, oh man, I'm going to go pick up a copy of that. And you're still able to do that. Even though it's secondhand, you can still do it. Without discs or any sort of physical media, suddenly that becomes very, very difficult. Now, if there's a PC version and that PC version has been successfully pirated, then there's no issue in terms of accessing it. But for those just want the console experience, just want to own it on a console, a digital only future would mean when the game is delisted, you cannot buy it anymore. And we've seen this before. Nintendo is absolutely guilty of this with their digital only releases, right? When they shut down some of their older eShops, games just disappeared forever in terms of official availability. And the only way to get them, if you didn't buy them back in the day and already have them installed, is to pirate them. So, but Xbox is in a weird situation because Xbox consoles themselves, have largely, the newer ones have been immune to piracy, from what I understand. Isn't that right? Like, they've not really been cracked open.
Well, they have now.
Have they?
Yeah, there was a recent exploit for Xbox consoles, pretty much all of them, all of the current ones. Xbox
no way,
One,
really?
That's a great thing.
That's actually awesome. Great news and very timely.
I'm not sure that much is going to come of it. It's a certain dashboard revision, but it's been patched now. But yeah, maybe something will happen with it. Who knows?
Because really, that's our only hope, right? If for a digital future, we need these machines to get hacked in that sense, because fundamentally the real problem here just comes down to DRM in the digital space. DRM, locked digital content, you lose access to it. Discs, everybody just says, oh, it's just a license key, but in reality, you can take that disc and use it on any machine you want. You can trade it around, you can sell it, you can resell it, you can use it however the heck you want. You are not locked in the same way as you are with a DRM enabled digital purchase. You have a lot more freedom there. And unfortunately, that's the problem. And I don't see how you solve that so easily, because, I mean, these consoles manufacturers aren't just going to say, all right, we're DRM free now. Right? That ain't happening.
The publishers wouldn't ever go with it.
Right. Yeah. They wouldn't go for it. It does happen on PC. We do have places like GOG, of course, still fighting that good fight. But even on Steam, where there is DRM, people are defeating it regularly. So it's kind of a mix of DRM free and piracy on the PC to sort of preserve these games. But just in terms of pure accessibility, that's my big concern here, is like this type of thing, like a game like Forza Horizon 4, it hasn't happened with this one because there is a disc, but it really sucks to think like this could just disappear completely in terms of being able to buy this game, because it's freaking great. And this is exactly the strategy that a lot of these racing games follow. Gran Turismo is similar. It's happened every time with Forza. Basically, 4 to 5 years after release, you can expect it's just going to go away. Mm-hmm. You will not be able to purchase it any longer. But even then, even in the case of disc games like Forza Horizon 3, that was where they introduced the awesome Hot Wheels stuff, and that was DLC, right?
Yeah.
If you can't buy the DLC, then you kind of lose access to that, even if you own the disc.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Which also sucks. So it's kind of a weird situation right now, and I'm not happy to see this happening to people. And I only bring it up again. I know some people get very annoyed when we mention this stuff, but it's just, I'm flagging this for those that actually do care, and just long-term availability. And it's a good thing if companies can find a way to solve this somehow.
Right. What sort of potential solutions do you think there are?
I just don't know. Because DRM free is not possible on a console. They could theoretically, maybe they could strike a deal with these companies, like after so many years, the game goes free. But that would also cause problems. And I don't know what you do about this on a console right now.
Mm-hmm. It's a tricky one.
Make it like, I don't know, like a Game Pass game or something, like right before it goes out, so everyone can download it. I have no idea.
Yeah, but then it would go off the Game Pass service anyway.
Yeah, I know. Delisted. Yeah, I have no idea. I have really no idea.
It's going to come down to cracks on the PC side, isn't it?
It's like we had stuff like the Outrun 2 HD version that came out on the PS3 generation. When that disappeared, it was just gone. You can't get it. It's over. There's a bunch of digital games from that era that officially are just gone, and the only way to get them was to hack your system and get the pirated copies. That kind of sucks. It'd be nice to just be able to buy them, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's not a new problem, but it's a problem that's becoming more of an issue over time if discs go away, because then everything will have the problem that digital only games have had in the past, where they can just disappear forever in terms of purchasability.
Not great. But I'm not seeing a solution here short of getting the cracked PC version.
That kind of is the solution, right? Right now. And I don't think there's really, what can we propose to them to do?
I don't know.
Because the real solution, they'd have to open up their machines in a way that I don't think any of them would be comfortable to do, and none of the publishers would be on board with that.
Yeah, I think it's the digital future that's the concern, right? Because at that point there will be no discs. I mean, Forza Horizon 5 hasn't really got anything on the disc anyway, but it can be used as a key to access the online downloads.
Exactly.
doesn't address the DLC issue though. And I think, the best solution for now, at least, is, those kind of Game of the Year editions where you just can actually have access to a disc that does actually have the game on it and has the DLC.
Yeah, and then on top of that, like, I'm just looking right here. I just brought up the German site, but the standard edition of Forza Horizon 4 is listed on sale for 57 euros digitally or with Game Pass. And as far as I know, like, my buddy found a disc copy for like 10 or 15 bucks.
That's expensive
like that.
sounding. Like, why is it so expensive?
And like, obviously companies don't want you to get those details, but getting a secondhand disc version of a game that at that age, it's a lot cheaper as well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. Okay. I kind of wish we did have solutions to this, but we just don't. It just sucks, right?
Not in our position. What can we do? Just raise the issue, basically.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I guess at least on the PC side, Forza Horizon 4 is available for a massive discount at the moment. It seems to be doing extremely well on Steam in terms of concurrent players and whatnot. So, yeah, do check that out, I guess.
It's a great game.
It is a great game, yeah.